There's 3 cities involved. We kind of all had a goal we were working towards in our meetings together. We got our road ready at a certain date, and that's fine. The other cities, kind of the last minute, had some meetings the week before it was supposed to open. There were some concerns brought up. I get the frustration, but they tried to respond to their residents. They're just trying to take some steps and be sure they can be ready, because that will be a change of traffic pattern for some long-term residents over there. Frustrating for sure, right? We want it open. That's okay to be frustrated, but also understand that the other cities are taking some steps they need to, but hoping it will be open within a couple of weeks. So this isn't to obstruct it and stop it, just taking some steps and it will be open soon.
Welcome to Herrimanology,
the official podcast to keep up with Herriman City.
We'll take you inside the city, explore the latest news and updates, show you how your government operates, and discuss the issues that affect us all. Now, here are your hosts talking all things Herriman on Herrimanology.
All right, welcome to Herrimanology. It is Thursday, October 17th, and round 2 of Herrimanology this week.
Teddy.
I mean, we had some scheduling issues, so you had a dose of Herrimanology on Monday, and now again on Thursday.
We're back.
We're back on a regular schedule. Mary Palmer, thanks for coming in.
Good to be here.
It is cold outside. We're going to get to a couple of things coming up here in a little bit, getting ready for winter, but now it's golf with the jacket season.
Yes.
Which is too bad, but that's all right.
We had
Nice.
a good run.
We did.
Yes.
Long summer. Let's talk about something that's on a lot of people's mind, 138th South. And that's been on a lot of people's radar for a long time, especially now that Bangor, or I should say 134th, is closed at Bangor for the most part.
Right.
So for those unfamiliar, this is a new road connecting basically at Mountain View Corridor, just north of the Mountain Ridge area, or through the Mountain Ridge area, eastward into Bluffdale, Riverton.
Right.
The road appears to be done and ready to go, but it's not open yet, at least not all the way.
Right.
Not all the way through to the other cities.
Right.
What can you tell people about the status at this point?
I mean, I'll just say we had a goal that, there's 3 cities involved in this that just makes anything just complicated anyways, right? Anytime, even one city can be complicated, right? We talk about government can operate that way, but really there's 3 cities involved. We kind of all had a goal we were working towards in our meetings together. So we tried to get we got our road ready at a certain date, and that's fine. The other cities, kind of the last minute, had some, they had some meetings the week before it was supposed to open. There were some concerns brought up, and I think like a good, I get the frustration, but they tried to respond to their residents. There's some concerns about speeding that would go through that area, so they just want to take some, precautions in that area. I think there's a 4-way stop going to go in. And then restriping of some lines to make them feel a little bit different over there. So really, they're just trying to take some steps and be sure they can be ready, because that will be a change of traffic pattern for some long-term residents over there. Frustrating for sure, right? We want it open. Please don't miss, we're frustrated, right? And I think that's okay to be frustrated, but also understand that the other cities are taking some steps they need to. But we're hoping within a couple of weeks, not hoping, it will be open within a couple of weeks. So this isn't to obstruct it and stop it, just taking some steps and it will be open soon.
Yeah, so a little bit extra frustration, understandably, from people who are impacted by the Bangor 134 construction and wanting an alternate route. It's coming, a couple weeks of extra pain, I guess,
right.
But it'll open soon. The Herriman side of it's done and ready to go. We're just waiting for our partners on the other side of the road.
Right.
So,
and I hesitate to give a date, right? We don't want to put out a date because we've been burned with that before, but kind of the talks was, we're going into fall break out here for all the schools. I know South Hills, getting from Herriman over to South Hills was a big concern for parents. So we understand that we're going into fall break. So really the hope is, like I said, we're not committing, but the hope is it'll be open by the time kids come back from fall break.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. As of this month, let's back up a little bit. So earlier this year, we talked about water rates a few times over. And how the city's water fund, how it was doing over a long period of time and projecting out in the future. And the city realized that the current rates being charged for water weren't going to be sufficient long-term, or really even short-term at that point, to cover
less than a year. Yep.
To cover the costs that it takes to convey the water through the system into people's homes. So water rates were approved to be increased. Can't remember if it was winter or spring, but earlier this year.
Right.
But we talked about that wasn't going to be effective until October.
Right.
Well, now it's October.
Yep. So now they're in effect. We try to get people through the the summer months so they could, because we didn't want it. That was going to be a big impact on people. And so we opted to put it off till October a little bit. But yeah, so it's in place, unfortunately. I mean, it's not fun, right? That's never fun. That was just a math problem. We had to, well, it wasn't a policy decision. This was just math, I think. So yeah, in place now though.
And with a lot of other city financing, we want water things to pay for water things. We're not going to subsidize the water fund with revenue from other places. We want kind of each category of thing to pay for the expenses in that category. So a lot of people wonder, why can't you just funnel from other revenue sources and subsidize the water? That's not how we want it to work here.
Right.
So
100%. And it's not paying for growth. I think that's another misnomer. This doesn't pay for growth. The new systems, those are paid for by the developer. This is just maintaining our current system as is and keeping up.
Yeah. So water is expensive. Unfortunately, you'll see a bit higher bill. And just a heads up too, we're anticipating, it's not official yet, but we're anticipating future rate increases on an annual basis the next few years.
Couple of years, yeah, because we're behind. We're just behind right now.
Yeah, so just a heads up for residents. Not fun. We don't like bearing the bad news, but we want to make sure that the city can be sustainable financially
right.
too.
Yep.
Winter is coming. Everybody's thinking of that meme right now.
Right. Yes, we are.
So we mentioned, I think we at least mentioned on social media, secondary water, for those who have it, basically is turned off yesterday.
Right.
It's usually April 15th to October 15th. So be ready for water pressure to decrease in your secondary systems and get ready to transition your sprinkler system into winter mode too.
Yep. Try to winterize it, blow it out. Yep. Whatever you can do.
So if you're able to do that on your own, great. If you can't, find a landscaping company and get some air pressure in your sprinkler lines. And a lot of people already do that, and that's a habit. Just a reminder before it gets too cold, and we don't want any broken pipes underground.
It's worth it right now to spend $50 to get it winterized rather than broken pipes down the road.
Yeah, and the city does it too. We're about to start blowing out our sprinkler lines in our parks here the next couple of weeks. So
here we go.
That time of year.
It is.
Speaking of winter, reminder about the snow parking ordinance. It changed last year. You can park on the side of the road with, I believe it's even numbered addresses. I didn't look this up. I'll correct this on the on post production if I get it wrong.
Right.
But when it's snowing or there's snow on the street, park on that one side of the road.
Right.
I'm gonna go with even right now. Check our social media.
And I was thinking odd, so we'll find out who was right. So
I'll probably have some little thing flash up on the screen for those who are watching video. For audio,
right.
I'll clarify next time.
Like
I don't have that off the top of my head. And a couple of save the dates too. A lot of people really like the Night of Lights event to kind of ring in the holiday season. That will be, always has been the first Monday after Thanksgiving.
Right.
This year, Monday, December 2nd.
Yep.
I like it better in December. It feels more Christmassy to me.
It does. Yeah. Absolutely it does. So I like when that's later Thanksgiving.
And the ice ribbon will start on that day as well. I believe reservations will start a couple of weeks before that.
Right.
Watch for a formal announcement for that on our communication platforms. But
yep.
Coming up.
Not my favorite time of year, but the cold.
Right.
But
I'm with you.
I'm a Christmas nerd, but still don't like the cold. But
I'm with you.
Here it comes.
For as much as I don't like Halloween, I love Christmas. But as soon as January hits, I'm ready to move on to spring.
Yeah, yes.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
I'm getting ready to put my tree up, though. My tree goes up pretty early in November, my Christmas tree. So we'll be ready for Night of Lights at our house.
Love it. Love it. One more calendar thing, too. Not this coming Saturday, but Saturday, October 26th. Tree time. Tree time with Trent. It's back. We've been doing it. It's kind of turned out to be twice a year. Trent Bristol, our city arborist, is putting on a pruning workshop. People came last year, loved it. It was late on a weeknight. It got kind of dark. This year we're doing it on a Saturday morning, so it's nice and light. It will be outside, so dress warmly.
Accordingly. And Trent does a great job. He makes it fun and just so knowledgeable. He's he's as good as they get. We've got good people around here. So.
He is passionate about trees. He has a cool like wood
Yes,
tree
I love his tie. Yep.
He wrote a parody song about trees. I don't know if I showed this
Oh
to
yeah,
you
I
before.
heard it. Yes.
We might be posting it on social media. He wrote this back in the spring or the winter. But watch for that. It's fun.
We should put it out again. Yes.
So tree time, that'll be 10 o'clock Saturday morning, the 26th. Just meet outside the city hall. Usually we've met in the community room first. It's booked by another group, so we're just going to go straight outside for
Perfect. Can't wait.
that. And then this Saturday, the Youth Council
That's right.
is putting on Concert in the Park.
Yes.
So that'll be 6 to 9 at Butterfield Park. It's probably going to be chilly, so bring a jacket.
Right.
BYU is playing Friday night, so won't interfere with that. Utah doesn't play till 8:30, so you're good there on Saturday. So you're good football-wise. You can come to the concert.
There's some jokes I could put in there right now about Saturday night, but you've got some good options. Let's just say, and the best one is probably the concert.
Yeah. So 6 to 9 at Butterfield Park. Local artists. There will be food trucks. We know people like local music and food trucks. Right there, Butterfield Park.
And everybody's invited, but I did talk to the youth council. They're really hoping the teenagers come out. This is these are high school bands. A lot of them are high school bands. So come out and support help get your teenagers out there. The youth this weekend. That's free. Just come out, a few hours of music and food, and it should be good.
That'll be fun. All right. Well, that's all for this week. It feels short and light. I imagine when I go back to edit this, it'll be longer than I thought it was.
Right.
But, thanks, Mayor Palmer, for coming
Good
in.
to be here.
You came from another city after a meeting to come and do just for Herrimanology. So
Just for this. My
Yeah.
favorite part of the week. So,
awesome. As always, we didn't get any questions this week from listeners. So if you have a question or a comment, send it in. We'll address it. And with that, we will catch you next time.